Hi, this is Murray from Second Time Tech, and today I've got my video on my rebuild of my computer system. I replaced the motherboard from the Asus Prime X370 Pro to the Asus Crosshair 6 Hero, and I also changed the AIO from the Master Liquid 120 to the DeepCool Captain 240EX. And I've got a clip of about a minute and a half there of me doing that, and it's in fast motion, so it shouldn't be too long and kind of funny to watch. Anyway, so I'm going to play that now. Well, I hope you liked the video. It took probably about five and a half hours, and that included me doing the overclocking, and I was able to overclock it to 3.9 gigahertz. So it's up just a little bit from the 38.75 that I had before, and that's out still 1.4 volts. And I kept the memory timings exactly the same as last time. Had a little bit of a problem doing it, but in the end it came up okay. It was more the fact that the BIOS was different, so I had to try to figure out like what the difference was, because this BIOS on this one has way more options than what the old board did. So I had to try to find the right thing, so it took me a little bit longer. So I did get it to, what was it, 14, 15, 15, 39. And I ran Cinebench on it. And the score was, I did the highest score, and then I did an average score of 5. And the highest score that I got on Cinebench R15 was 1746, and I ran it 5 times in a row, and I got 1746, 1746, 1746 5 times. So my average score was 1746 too. It was kind of funny that they were all exactly the same. So maybe I will be able to do a little bit more to the memory, and maybe it'll work with the odd numbers this time. So in a couple of weeks I'm going to try that, and it should be interesting anyway, because this one is a overclocking board for memory also, and for the CPU it does way better at that than the last one. So I just want to see, and I said, like before, I said I just have a feeling this one's going to be a little bit better. And I already got a little bit better on the CPU overclock, and I did do a 2-hour test on Prime 95, and I checked what the CPU temperature was during the whole time, and whenever I went to look at it, at the end of it, the CPU was at about, I think it was about 56 degrees, but the highest that it went up during the run was 71 degrees. So actually, with that unit, the CPU actually went higher in temperature than it ever did with the old AIO, the Master Liquid 120, because the highest I ever seen on that one was 67 degrees, and this one is 71. Now the thermal paste that I used with this one was the one that came with it, and it was already on there, like, you know how it looks like a paste that's sitting on top of it, not as liquidy type thing. And so, like I said, I just used it because it was already applied and stuff like this, whatnot. But I'm wondering, because the paste that I used is the NTH1 there on the other one, and I'm wondering if maybe that is part of the cause of why the temperature is a little bit higher, because that one is actually quite good. It's not the very best one, but it is a very good one. It's up there in the top 5 or 6 during the tests that I've seen done on it on different channels. So I think maybe I might change that maybe after I do the memory timing, maybe. So that'll give me maybe in 3 weeks time or something like that. We'll try that and see if that lowers the temperatures any. So there was a couple of things that was a little bit different whenever I was showing off my AIO, the DeepCool Captain 240EX. I was saying that I didn't know what this thing was. Well, I found out what this thing was. When I started looking at it, I said, well, that kind of looks a bit familiar. I said, that thing looks like a place where to connect some fans. And then I guess I must have had my thumb over it whenever I was looking at it on that one, because it says right on it, it's a fan hub. So that's actually quite nice. They actually give you a fan hub with with that AIO, the new AIO. So that was kind of nice. So I didn't use it, but I found out what it was. So I thought I'd let you know. The other thing that I found out was that I said the wrong thing, because I was going over the video just a few minutes before I started this one, and that little tube right there, that little tube that goes across there, I had said it was glass. It's not glass, it's transparent smoked plastic. So it's like a smoked glass plastic tube. So, but you can see through it. You can see the liquid, but you can't really tell because it's clear. So, I mean, you can't see anything moving. There's no bubbles or anything in it. So, yes, you can see that it's there, I guess. I don't know, but I mean, like I said before, I don't think it really does anything to it. But I did notice that it flashes white like a heartbeat. So what I did was I tried to use the, is it Aurora software that goes with Asus in order on this motherboard to try to turn the RGB lights that are up here and down here. I tried to get them to go white because they were just like flashing in like RGB colors, and I could not get the software to work. So I went on the BIOS and I just turned off the lights so that it wouldn't be flashing all those different colors. Now there is a red couple of digits over there, and then a green light, and then another red light down here. Well, that red light down here is the start button. If you don't have your computer or your motherboard hooked up to a computer that has a start button on it, it has one on it, and it's glowing red saying that's the start button. And then up here, those are the codes whenever you're booting up the system to know like what's wrong if it doesn't boot properly. And it's got in the book, it has a list of all the codes of what they mean if something goes wrong. So it's like a troubleshooting code, and that is right here. It's got all the lists inside here about all the different codes that it could be if you're having a problem or if it's getting stuck somewhere. So those ones I guess stay on unless there's a way to turn them off. And the little green light that's on the side of it, it's to tell you that the CPU is good and it's ready, because it's yellow at the beginning saying that it's not ready, and then it turns green and then it says that the CPU is now ready. So I guess I'll have a couple of red lights and a green light and some white lights in there whenever I finally get the other software running. I guess that has something to do with the BIOS updates, because sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So I put the newest BIOS in there, and then I tried to run the software after. I never tried it before, and it didn't work. So I went down and read a whole bunch of stuff on it and whatnot, and then I found out that they're having problems every time. Not every time, but a lot of the times whenever they do a BIOS update on the motherboard. So I guess I have to wait till they update the Aurora software in order to work with the new BIOS that's in there. Now, the newest software that's on the Asus site for the RGB, that version, it's there and you can download it, but it doesn't come up as a zip file like the other two do, because there's two other versions on there. It just comes up as a file and it doesn't know what it is, because it's got a .7z at the end instead of a .zip. So I changed it to a .zip and it didn't know what that was. It knew it was a zip file, but whenever I tried to unzip it, it wouldn't work. So I tried .7zip just in case that they had another version that they were using, but usually it's just .zip, and it didn't work either. So there's something wrong with the newest download on the Asus website for the or RGB software. That software might actually work with this BIOS. It might be already out, but I just can't. Well, I can download it, but I can't extract it and run it because it doesn't think it's a file. So until they fix that, I won't be able to do that. But anyway, that's the majority of what I want to talk about, and I really like the way it actually came out looking, and I was able to keep my fan over my memory on there, so that was quite nice. That's about it for today. Well, if you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up, and if you didn't like it, thumbs down. If you would like more content on my channel, please hit the subscribe button. And I do want to wish everybody a wonderful day. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Bye.